All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Princes of Isari, Episode 1. I forgot that the intro was running after I clicked it, and then I had to shush everyone real quick. Thank you for joining us. If you are new to the show, tonight is the greatest time to join because we are starting a brand new season and a brand new adventure. So we're going to start. I'm going to do a round of intros for everyone who's here. I'll do a bit of a summary of some of the previous seasons, sort of the important bits of what have happened so you can understand the story going forward, and then we're going to jump right into it. So, let's see. Starting in the top left, we've got the first eldest brother, Theo Eldris,
Yay,
played by Lily. Theo is a blacksmith and a fighter from the town of Red Lark, and Theo has a twin brother, and that brother's name is Eridan Eldris, played by Alex. They're the Eldris brothers. Maybe you've heard of them.
super dashing, super strong.
And what am I, Jake? I'm not just a fighter.
Yes, you're a fighter and one level of paladin.
Were you actually? Okay.
I got converted.
Yeah,
I will cover why in the summary in just a minute.
it's good for fun.
Up next, in the top right, we've got our resident grumpy elf wizard who sings songs and gets tougher. It's Emerald,
Yum.
played by Ben.
Listen, it's all about hitting the right note. They get kind of like, oh, as they're swinging. It's not like a tougher, they just kind of get, as they swing.
Up next, sitting almost directly above me, just to the left of Lily, we've got our mysterious warlock friend with more greed than morals. It is Quaros Ravenrock, played by Bobby.
You can't take offense to that. It's true.
I'm friendly. I saved the
You
party.
didn't say you were greedy.
But not out of morality.
Those don't have to be.
I'm definitely greedy.
You know.
That one's true.
I have as much morals as I have greed.
Saved
Thank you very
Out
much.
of morality. Oh,
Just
shit. Sorry.
I was like, I didn't even have.
All right. Oh, God. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to make all my windows fit and look on here. I got to do monitor. Oh, and I forgot to turn my studio lighting on. That's why I look so washed out. Ha-ha! All right. And last but not least, in the bottom right, we've got the, well, she was a paladin of the Morning Lord. Now she might not be. Irina, played by Nicole.
Nothing bad ever happens when you agree to dark facts.
Never. Kill all of Barovia? Who knows? It'll be good.
Shh, you're spoiling the summary I'm about to give.
Holly.
And our
There's one
last...
previously on.
Our last character and player who is not here tonight, but will be back next week, is our bumbling cleric pal who turned evil and then back and some things. I'm spoiling
Still
again.
not forgiven.
Pharaoh, played by Brandon. And if he gets back, we may make him join us around 8:30 if he's back by then. If not, we'll see him next week. So those are your players and your characters, and with that, let me jump right into a bit of a summary of what has happened so far. So our story began in the town of Red Lark, where our party assembled, and they went to investigate reports of elemental cults and strange elemental goings-on in the Desserin Valley. They quickly discovered that there were 4 elemental cults, fire, earth, air, and water. And they were each trying to release their evil elemental prince, a powerful being who represents that element from that elemental plane. They also discovered that all of this was being orchestrated by a greater power, a man named Vizerin Devere, a Drow Lich, who was manipulating the various cults in order to release a greater evil, the Elder Elemental Eye. Let's move these notes to my sender monitor so I can look at the camera while I read them. Throughout the process of defeating these cults and defeating Vizerin Devere, several folks died, but the one that I'm going to bring attention to is our pal Sir Dirk Courage, who was killed by frost giants in the town of Bryn Shander. And interestingly, the peculiar bit about Dirk's death is that when the party attempted to revive him using magic, he did not come back to life. Something had happened to his soul. Something had trapped his soul. He could not come back. The party, with help that they were only able to do because Dirk died, he sacrificed himself so that the party could do this. They were able to stop Vizarin Devere, throwing what something called a devastation orb into the portal that he had created, which sent the party, Vizarin Devere, and everyone in the Vizarin Devere's castle tumbling through the plains. They found themselves transported to the demiplane of dread, Barovia. And they found that the Lord of Barovia, Count Strahd von Zarovich, was one and the same with Vizarin Devere on this plane. They also learned, after some time, that Vizarin left, separated himself from Strahd, and went on to another plane, leaving Strahd behind to defeat the players, to defeat the party.
Do we know that?
Apparently.
You do know that. Strahd told you that.
Oh.
You may have missed it. He said our mutual friend left. You also saw Vizarin Devere in Azamar briefly. Which I'm about to say. When you attempted to return to Redlark from Barovia, you were instead transported momentarily to Vizarin Devere's lair, somewhere on a different plane, and then very quickly intercepted where you arrived in what was best described as interplanar customs on the plane of Azamar, before you were able to make your way back to the plane of Barovia. You were able to defeat Strahd. Then Pharaoh became a vampire and you defeated him. Bit complicated. Go watch the end of the last season, Princes of Barovia, if you're interested. But TLDR, Pharaoh came back to life and is not evil anymore. Irina made a deal with with the goddess of Barovia, Mother Night. What this deal was there is a evil power, the same power that trapped Dirk's soul, called the Soulmonger, centered on the plane of Azamar. And the people of Barovia, their souls were trapped in Barovia. But in order to save their souls for eternity, Irina made a deal with Mother Night to, in an instant, kill all the Barovians, such that their souls would be sucked into the Soulmonger. And now, if Irina and the rest of the party are able to destroy the Soulmonger, it will have freed the Barovian souls, and Dirk's soul, and countless other souls. Meanwhile, the Morning Lord sent Esmeralda, Theo's lover, on a special task, which we don't really know the details of. And from there, the party would be sent to the plain of Azamar, specifically to the jungle continent of Isari, to destroy the Soulmonger and save the souls within. So with that long summary out of the way...
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Super low stakes.
We'll jump right in to where you guys left off. You had climbed into a carriage, clearly emblazoned with a sun on it, a carriage belonging to the Morning Lord. Yes, Theo?
You left out this really important part where my girlfriend didn't come with us because she got this super secret, special, top secret mission from a god.
You know the part that I just said?
He
I
definitely.
thought he left it out.
I said Esmeralda, Theo's lover.
You zoned out for like 30 seconds and he totally talked
It was
about
in
it.
that 30 seconds.
Other important bits. The Morning Lord turned his back on Irina. Irina was a paladin of the Morning Lord. And he said, "Not by my power, by hers," referring to Mother Night. Other important bits. Koros, when the fog first faded over Barovia, felt an overwhelming presence noticing him. The presence of his patron, where before Koros had been just leeching off power unnoticeably. He has now grown powerful enough to draw the attention of this otherworldly, outside
This
of
guy's
understanding.
probably friendly. It's gonna be fine. We can work something out.
Are you the one left with dark pacts?
No, I specifically purged myself of my dark
Oh, that's
pacts.
right. That's right.
Mother Night restored me to my half-elf form.
Right,
and-
so you weren't a creepy, fluffy guy anymore.
No one has any more dark pacts, which is why I
And you
didn't bring it
have
up in the
teeth.
summary.
I have teeth again. Who doesn't love teeth?
Reasonable trade.
Any other important bits that you guys think should be brought up for new viewers joining us for this new season? Cool. With that, you guys have climbed into this carriage, clearly created by the Morning Lord, with sun insignia all over it, and rode off into the sunset, which you have not seen a sunset in Barovia because of all the fog and clouds and overcastness. And
Oh, this is great symbolism for Arena and the Morning Lord.
It's my first sunset ever.
And the Morning Lord has abandoned you, so makes sense.
and so all of you find yourself leaving Barovia. The hills start to fade away and fade to this just all white, until you are sort of riding this carriage through nothing. It's very strange. And you're not sure how much time has passed. It's this strange, sort of like in a dream. You don't really know, has it been a few minutes? Has it been hours? Has it been days? Has it been years? It's this strange feeling. When on the inside of the carriage, one of you, let's see, who's got the highest passive perception besides Pharaoh?
It's
I was gonna say
Pharaoh.
it's Pharaoh. But
Yeah.
Pharaoh points, is that an eyeball? On the wall inside of the carriage. And it starts to look around.
I'm gonna put my hand over it.
I want to poke its eye.
That's rude.
It looks at you, and as if an eyeball can look angrily, it does.
And he covered it with his hand now.
Yeah. And then it darts back, and it's looking... The hand is in the way, but it's looking right towards Koros. More eyeballs start to pop out around it, smaller eyeballs. And they all seem to lock onto Koros.
Looks like you've made a friend.
Along the edges of the windows of the carriage,
Please
You
don't say
see-
tentacles.
tentacles starting
got
Oh
to
my god.
crawl up like vines growing around the cart.
Ah, I never liked seafood.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely for me. This is for me. You guys, I'll bail out.
You literally jumped out of the carriage?
No, we're in the middle of nowhere. I'm not jumping out of the carriage. I'm probably
Do it.
lost forever.
You should do it.
I'm here.
Is it clear to me that this thing is for sure coming after Koros?
The eyes are starting to pop up all over the carriage, and they are all pointing at Koros.
What did you do now?
I'm not gonna. Don't worry about it.
Did you
We can work
miss an
this out.
appointment?
Can I like reach to like this? I can't. I don't want to demonstrate.
Don't mess with them.
I
Don't.
was
hurt them.
gonna like reach to the scruff of Koros's neck like this and just be like, just take him here. Just get it. I sacrifice him willingly.
I brought you back from the dead.
They don't know that. Now you've given them evidence against you. All right.
Anyway, I mean, I'm not gonna. I
Do
don't.
they respond to any of this?
This thing is looking for me.
The
So
tentacles are getting larger, and like multiple smaller tentacles are forming like a larger tendril. And they're wrapping around the carriage, and they start to squeeze.
Okay, I'm gonna start chopping tentacles.
Can I like just push him out?
can I just like reach out and touch one and try to like commune with it?
Reach out.
Sure.
I'm gonna touch the tentacle, the giant tendril in the
You
middle.
reach out and touch it. Immediately, a bunch of much smaller tentacles start to wrap around your hand and pull
Well, I
it
deserved that.
in.
That was actually obviously what was gonna happen.
Aridin, you see this, right? And you're chopping tentacles. So you go and you break those, and Koros, it's just enough for you to pull your hand back out.
Are you doing this?
No, it's
Has this happened before?
in dreams. It's
Wake up
complicated.
then!
Like in the
Can we
dream?
kill them?
I'm gonna additionally also start chopping a little bit, but not really enthusiastically.
I wish we didn't have to fight about this. We can talk about this.
All right, right then it squeezes in the carriage again. A mouth. You feel something tickling near you, and you look, and there's a mouth opening in the seat. Teeth.
Hi, finally.
The seat.
It's just chomping.
I'm not gonna feed myself to you. That would be weird. Let's talk. What do you want?
It chomps some more. Another on the other side of you, another mouth appears, and it starts chomping. And then there's another squeeze, and actually the carriage shifts and shakes as it breaks into two pieces.
Bye, friends.
I just kind of wave as.
My
the half
apologies. I
keeps
screwed this all
going.
up.
However, based on where you guys are sitting, the part that falls off is the side where Pharaoh and Salik are sitting. Oh, by the way, folks who are watching, Salik, an old party member who is back and hanging out with the party. But gone now. It's just the rear of the carriage that falls out. So you guys, folks who are in the middle chopping, folks who are on the end by Koros and things, just the side with Pharaoh and Salik fall out, and it tumbles.
He wasn't a great cleric anyway.
Can I jump out?
Yeah, can we grab them?
It tumbles away and down very far. You're not sure that there's solid ground outside of this carriage.
Don't do that. We don't know where we are.
Gravity, remember the true evil.
Let me just, Jake. What are you doing? Are you we just started? Are you killing more people?
No, I'm separating Pharaoh and Salik, who are not here from the party.
I'm not
Later.
Out of character.
We're not paying
Brandon?
Brandon for this episode.
Brandon is not here. And
Wait.
Lincoln is not
I have
here.
several follow-up questions. Were the rest of you getting paid for the episodes?
On that note, I have an announcement at the end of stream.
No.
Look. He was a vampire lord earlier. Like, this guy clearly can't be. It's fine. We'll find a new cleric. He's been a happier place.
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh, Theo was not forgiving Pharaoh, but now I feel a little bad, and I'm also like, we just got Salik back. Like,
He can fly, right?
it's more like floating, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
A
bigger
very-
issue is we're in a void.
Very large eye appears behind the cart and is looking at all of you. And unlike the other eyes, so the other eyes were like reptile eyes or like cat eyes, right?
Why didn't you mention that before?
Because you were creeped out enough by the tentacles.
Yeah. This eye is like a human eye. Regular circular pupil. And there's a eminence glowing from it of some kind. And you see the tentacles start to slide back and away, and the eyes close and sort of mesh back in and disappear. And the mouths close and disappear as well. As this larger eye is looking at them and glowing. And a larger face starts to appear around this larger eye. An enormous, godlike face of a man with a long beard and white hair, white eyebrows.
It's God.
Gandalf.
And he says,
Same thing.
Not Gandalf.
Saruman.
"This I did not foresee." And the head slowly turns down and looks behind him and says, "I'll get them later."
Don't strain yourself. It's. I guess pick them up. Yeah.
Pharaoh, well, not quite understanding, has been a loyal servant of mine. My name is Sovrus.
You're a man?
Pharaoh,
Assume Salvus was a chick.
Pharaoh has referred to Sovrus as she on many occasions. And he says, Lathander has asked me to make sure that each of you arrive in Azamar safely.
Good start.
But
I don't trust this guy.
there is a complication. And he is sort of shrinking down to your size as he comes and sort of stands next to the carriage, and is holding a crystal ball. And he holds it out for you guys to gaze into, and in like some straight up like Lord of the Rings, when you look into the thing, like it encompasses your whole vision when you look
It's
into
a
it.
palantir.
That thing. The Palantir. It
They are
encompasses
not
your
all
whole
accounted
vision.
for the lost seeing stones. We do not know who else may be watching.
Exactly.
And he's showing you are now seeing, I guess none of your characters really know what a planet is, but you're seeing a planet. A
I would argue that, but we can
sphere
argue off screen.
with land on it in the middle of nothingness.
Freaky.
And it sort of flies in until you see a familiar sight. It is these buildings on these cliffs with these waterfalls. It is where you were in Interplanar Customs.
Oh, with the asshole guys who were mad at us
Yeah.
for getting the carriage there, even
Exactly,
we
the guys in
didn't
the
wanna
red
drive.
robes.
Yep, the customs officers.
They were like, "You shouldn't drive here," and we were like, "We're not even driving."
And
I'm
so
sure that did not come
Farther.
It didn't, weirdly.
you hear Savras' voice, and he says, a
Sovereign.
series of... What do you mean, Savras? I told you this old man is Savras.
I know, but just it's nice.
A series of powerful mages on Azamar have locked off regular planar travel, and I think that the lot of you would prefer to avoid dealing with them.
Is it the same bald guys we saw before?
Yes. Well,
I
only one of them is
asked that.
bald.
I asked that.
Oh. And he says, well, only some of them are bald.
If
You
it's
should
those
not
guys, yeah, I don't wanna
discriminate
see them
on
again.
hair.
They were very grouchy.
And he says, an interesting facet of this plane is that it is a reflection of your home plane of Faerun. Actually, is the plane called Toral?
Yes.
Of your home plane
It's
of
just the one continent.
Toral. He says, Pharaoh referred to Savras as a she all the time, so he says, there is a reflection of each of you on this plane. A alternate version of yourself.
Does that mean I'm left-handed here?
No.
Oh.
Does it mean Amos is cool?
Yes?
Whoa.
I don't want to go to this place.
Weird place are we going?
I do not want to go there.
However, he's also dead.
Amos is dead?
This Amos.
Why you gotta tell me that, man?
In
I
fact-
didn't know you existed.
Each of your reflections is destined to die.
If I kill mine, can I absorb his power?
Let me show you. And he zooms across this world, across past this bridge and over to this city at the end of this large bridge. This large city at the end of this enormous bridge that crosses a huge chunk of ocean. And he zooms in, and you see what are very clearly Theo and Aridin. But instead of wearing armor and having nice weapons, they're clearly in like really crappy clothes. They're running through a very slummy area of town. There are these.
Street rat.
It's like the favelas. Like if you've ever seen pictures of the favelas in Brazil, like there's these things built on top of each other. There's these bridges across these narrow alleys. It looks like it could all fall apart if you like hit the bottom of it. If the whole thing would collapse.
Ubi, please fix.
And they are running away from some guards who are chasing them. This is like the beginning of Aladdin.
Gotta eat to live, gotta steal to eat. Tell you all about it if I had the time.
And as they're running, you see Theo makes a leap across from one chunk of scaffolding to another, and when Theo hits the other scaffolding, it collapses underneath him. And that's exactly, Aridin goes, no! And it collapses, and he falls, and it does not look like a fall that anyone would survive. Aridin, like, is like, oh shit, and, like, falls to his knees and starts climbing down the scaffolding, and the guards catch up to him, and capture him. And then there's sort of a fuzz. You can tell time is passing in this vision that Savras is showing you. And Aridin is basically starves to death in the prison. They don't feed him. They lock
They
him
don't
away.
even kill me?
They don't even kill him.
Dude!
That's awful.
Who are these people?
Chop my head off.
Nice.
This is undignified.
Ugh.
I mean, if they
Dude,
execute,
I'm that
they
skeleton.
have to-
When Jafar like pushes the thing in, there's the skeleton.
Mm.
You're that guy.
He zooms around and he shows you on a there's an up and above this city on top of a not quite a mountain, a large hill. There's this large ornate building that looks like it's somewhat like a keep. And
Is it made of stone?
yes,
Okay.
excuse me. And he zooms into it, and the place is abandoned. You can see, recently abandoned, but things are like knocked over on their sides, like some people left in a left in a hurry.
Okay.
And inside, it zooms into what appears to be a dungeon, cells inside of this keep. And inside of the cell, you see Emerald.
Exactly where he belongs.
Wearing red robes similar to those that the customs folks wore.
Oh.
And you see he's talking to himself and shaking and jittering, clearly going mad, until he withers away. You see this in fast motion as it happens, and Emerald does not survive. This version of Emerald. He zooms around.
Can I ask Savras a question?
Yeah.
Is this like time seems to be moving?
Mm-hmm.
So when are these happening?
And he says, these are happening in the very near future.
All right.
And to answer one of the comments, Lawrence Kennedy, yes, PP is passive perception. Koros. You see Koros with a bunch of the people. It looks almost like a thieves guild at first, back down in the city. Except that they
We
are.
prefer legitimate business guild.
It's not. It does. At first, it looks like a thieves guild. You assume because Koros, but it's not. They appear to be starting like a something between a riot and a protest of some kind. Like they're revolutionaries.
Can hear the people sing.
And very quickly, the guards are there, and there's an altercation, and Koros is arrested.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he was like hitting the head with like a rock by another protester, because that'd be way more
Yeah.
believable.
And then you see there's a fast forward. Koros is taken to. There's a large pit in the ground. It's long and skinny, like a.
Oh,
Uh,
not? That's creepy.
It's not that creepy.
Just a hole.
Oh
in
no,
the
I'm
ground.
saying it's creepy.
It's just a hole in the ground.
I'm reacting. It's
far.
okay.
Inside of the pit, you see Koros has been thrown into one end of it. On the far end of it, there is a rope ladder, a really shitty rope ladder. Between Koros and that rope ladder, velociraptors and other very dangerous creatures.
A rancor.
Yeah,
That's how we knew
basically.
I was gonna end up.
And
Okay,
Koros,
pull
let's
us
just say
back
he
forward.
doesn't make it to the far side of the pit.
But I'm curious.
Use
Is it,
all
like,
your teleports for the day.
is it one like swift jowl movement, and he's just delicious or?
No,
is
it's
it
more like a
really-
thrashing and then like
It's-
a.
it looks
quartering?
gruesome
It's that
and
with velociraptors.
the camera pans up right as the velociraptors get to him, and you see the crowd around cheering.
Oh God.
I think that ever started.
He shows you Pharaoh, even though he's not here. And he's in a large church, a temple.
A nice looking one.
Clearly a temple of Savras. You can tell by the insignia.
Eyeballs everywhere.
Yeah, eyeballs and crystal balls. And he's like up in front preaching like crazy to a congregation that looks nothing like him and is quite empty, actually. The temple, so the population of Isari is largely dark-skinned because this is a tropical area. This is very near the equator. And Pharaoh, as a half-elf, is like white as F. Like, and the few people there don't seem to really like what he's saying. In this vision, you're not getting words. It doesn't seem to be going well, this sermon. And Pharaoh is like decked out in like really fancy clothes and jewelry, and his congregation clearly is not. They're quite poor. And it fast forwards, and you see Pharaoh maybe walking home, and he cuts through an alley, and some folks come around and shank Pharaoh, and he bleeds out in the alley.
Yeah.
Giggle.
It's Pharaoh. Like,
And at this point, you all sort of realize as you are where as Savras takes that crystal ball and tucks it back into his cloak, and you are back in this half carriage between the
Have a
planes.
doppelganger.
What
This is
about?
our world, not you.
I'm gonna ask. What about Irina?
And he says,
my world.
Irina is in fact from this plane. Her entrance will be a bit more complicated.
Huh?
I shall explain. For each of you, I am going to place your essence into your other self.
I do not like the sound of this.
You're gonna be fine.
It is your responsibility to change your fates.
How long do we have to fix those fates?
You have seen what will happen.
Yeah, no sense.
Let's stay away from heights, Theo.
Yeah, but like how? So stressed
Let's
out.
just make a blanket rule: no jumping from scaffolding to
Yeah,
scaffolding.
no. You can just make the jump better next time.
I'm gonna say let's stop before we start thinking about climbing.
All right, I'm stressed. Very stressed. Okay.
And he looks around and he says, "Are you ready?
What about Irina?
Don't you worry. She will be joining you shortly after."
How do we find each other? Once I'm there, how do I know I'm there?
I think you'll know due to the.
I have seen your futures. You will find each other.
Dude, Irina's totally gonna become a frog. It'll be great.
Theo is not feeling too great about Sabras.
And he says, "All right. It is time."
I don't think he would ask if we're ready. I think he would just do it.
What
At
about
that
our
point, he
stuff?
points at Theo. Poof.
What about our stuff? I like my stuff.
Poof. Eridan, you disappear.
I'm gonna look at Chorus and say good luck with the velociraptors.
The tentacles, though, like, you know what? I'll figure it out.
That's what I'm wondering. I just messaged Alex about that because I'm confused.
He turns to Irina and he says, "As there is not a mirror of you, I will have to create for you a receptacle for your essence on this plane. It may startle those around you,
You're gonna be a frog.
but
Probably gonna be a frog.
I have seen your fate, and this is where you need to be." He points at you. Poof!
I really want to be a frog now.
A colorful tree
It
frog.
was-
What are those cool frogs called where they have poisonous skin?
Poison dart frogs, right? Something like that.
And since the camera is still on Savras, he says, And now to find that pesky pharaoh. And he dives down into the depths.
Nice.
At least we know that even Sophos doesn't like Pharaoh that much.
All right. And so now the party is split a bit, but we're gonna jump.
Across half the continent, it sounds like.
No, you guys are all in the same city,
Oh, okay.
except for Emerald, who's on the thing that's on the hill above the city.
Yeah,
Yeah, all of this was in the city of
you're
Aurum.
right, Nicole. Poison dart
Oh.
frogs.
Cool.
And they're the most poisonous animal alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to be one of them.
Can
See, I told you.
can we all just hope that Nicole is a grung?
Yeah, I was about to pull up the grung stats and show a picture.
Oh wait, is she actually a frog?
So in the module that this is based on, let me find it. There are grungs.
Yes.
Frog people!
Oh, snap!
It's amazing.
They're kind of
Dude,
cute.
They're actually super
They're kind of
cute.
adorable. I
Yeah,
totally
they're
get
kinda
that.
How
cute.
big are they?
They're also super evil. They're small,
Small.
but they're super
Okay.
evil.
Irina can redeem their race, like she redeemed the Bohemians. Oh no, that was not
Redeem.
I mean, the
Genocide.
Redemption by flame
You know, I'm
is
hoping
a
for the,
valid
like-
thing in history. So
We're gonna start with Theo and Eridan.
purifying fire.
Make a job.
You find yourselves. For a second, you feel yourselves in these like shitty clothes, but then moments later, your things materialize around you, and you find yourselves running. You're already running across some really shitty scaffolding
Oh,
in the bad part of town.
Stop. Do I feel strong or do I feel like weak?
You feel like yourself.
Great, amazing, strong and totally unstoppable. Amazing, great.
And behind you, several guards. Stop them!
how many guards?
Several. He said several. It's not important.
Several.
I'm gonna look at Eridan and like we're still running. I'm gonna be like, let's turn off somewhere. Lose him.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my ring of featherfall.
No, didn't you give that to someone?
No, I gave it to Dirk and then Dirk died, so I took it back.
It's true.
It's listed
Wow.
in my inventory
Love
as
and
Dirk's
bodies,
Oh,
huh?
wait,
ring of
Jake.
featherfall.
Yeah.
Do I? Shit, that's my other character sheet.
Anyway, Theo, I'm shoving the ring of featherfall at you.
Oh, thanks. Oh wait, I have an amazing idea.
Right next.
I'm
Sorry.
gonna involve your featherfall.
No, it's my new item that I just got.
Oh, the fortress.
Yeah, pop that shit down.
You guys are up on scaffolding, like to
The
describe-
classically inconspicuous Eldritch Brothers.
You'll never see it.
They're always really subtle.
So, like, I can better describe where you guys are.
My favorite part is how we always say they, and it's kind of like just Eridan getting dragged along by Theo's. We'll say machinations, but they're usually.
They're not thought out enough to be
No,
mad.
I was
This
Yeah.
area,
Definitely not.
one
It's
step.
Whims?
Yeah.
this area is called Malar's Throat, and it's the region just outside Orum's city walls. It's the slum district. You guys sort of feel this knowledge implicitly.
Okay, I have a different
There are
idea.
two ridges with jungle on top of them, flanking a deep ravine. There are ramshackle buildings clinging to the sides of the ridges, each structure seemingly built atop the lower one's roof. During heavy rain, like right now, warm rain, tropical rain, runoff pours down the ravine through Uptau's jaws, the large gate in the city wall facing Malar's Throat, and down the paved streets to the harbor, often sweeping along unattended baskets, dead animals, and even a
Refuse.
clumsy or unlucky Isari in its tow. There are footbridges of rope and bamboo hanging above the ravine. Some of them are 200 feet long or longer and sway 100 feet above the ground, terrifying to the faint of heart.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Release the river. We surrender ourselves, and we go down the thing. And I have a plan to kind of distract the bitches. I also have in my
What do you
possession.
mean release the river? We're on top of a roof.
No, we're gonna like, get down real quick, but like
Flood the slums.
almost
It's,
jump.
they're already flooding. There's no.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna just ride that wave, man.
You want to surf the? I'm down with
Ride
surf.
that wave.
We just have to
Exactly.
get down safely. That's the
Yeah,
important.
yeah. But you know, like an AC, when you just keep clicking B and it like pops you down a little bit each time. I want to do like that.
I also know when I accidentally jump off the roof and get
Surfboards.
desynchronized, but
Yeah,
let's
you don't
hope
want to get desynchronized. Okay, but my plan to distract the bitches is, Jake, I have in my possession a silver raven figurine, which can turn into a raven at my command and can, send a message or do something.
Yeah.
My plan is to go, and I like send it at their faces, and they all go, ah, and then we go down.
Okay.
I want to do that.
Sure.
Cool.
So you send the
Climb
raven
down.
at their faces, and you guys start to climb down. I need acrobatics checks or
Yay.
athletics checks. Your choice. I'll guess which one you guys are gonna pick.
Yeah. Twos all the time.
So when I said don't whiff your
No,
jump,
but listen,
I
I,
meant don't
literally
do
have
this.
+5.
Can I make a roll to catch Theo?
You can make a dexterity save.
Should
Come
I
on
also
now.
make one to see if I land stupid?
You're not landing because you guys start climbing down, and Theo, you step, something collapses, the rain is slick, the water, and you start to fall, and Eridan turns and catches you. He's got one hand on the scaffolding and one hand holding you.
And I'm sure it's starting to collapse because we're heavy.
Absolutely.
Hey, Lily. Long live the king.
I know, that's all I can think of too. But you're nicer than that. You're not Scar. You're not Jeremy Irons. All right, I catch my breath a little, and then I'm gonna try to grab onto the scaffolding that's in front of me, and then keep climbing down.
Yeah. All right, you guys are able to make it down. I now need. Are you guys gonna try and ride that wave?
Yeah, man.
I'll take some dexterity saves.
Can I use my shield as a surfboard?
Yes.
I really want you to do
Can I
that.
add my +2 shield to my?
You know what? Sure.
It's blocking the water. Come on, it's in the
Ooh,
enhancement.
that's 20.
How do you roll so well?
All right, Theo.
Dude, I'm so scared. I only roll 1s and 2s. I'm so scared.
Okay.
Hey, that's not awful.
It's not a 1 or a 2. Doesn't matter.
You guys are able to ride the water. Ride that wave. Let me pull up the
With
map
the refuse.
of Orem.
And the dead animals.
Yep, with the refuse and the dead animals and a few dead people. You
Dude,
guys,
it's like Mulan going through the snow and like random arms reaching out.
yeah, and the water is flowing
How many Disney
out.
movies we can make this scene into?
We've already got Aladdin, Lion King, and Mulan.
Yeah.
down this ravine and out and just towards the jungle.
Where Tarzan is.
I was about to say it's like the Tarzan River.
And you see the guards over on the edge being like, "Ah, ah, 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 ah."
Did my raven trick work?
Yeah, they were startled for a second and didn't get you guys while you were climbing.
Does
And
it
now
fly
they're-
back to me?
Yeah, it flies back to you, turns into a figurine.
I tell it good job and then, pocket it.
And you see them, they're shaking their fists, and you have escaped, but you're quickly flowing into the jungle.
Do they have curved swords?
Curved swords, yes.
Sweet. Alright.
We'll do a two. Let's go to Quaros.
All right. Where do I pop in?
Oh, at the
lot
bottom
of
of a
ways.
pit.
I figured as much.
Oh my god.
All right. How
Is it
long is
like-
the pit?
The pit. Let me pull this up. I've got my notes over here. It is in the old city. It's called Executioner's Run.
Charming.
It's around 15 feet deep. It is 50 feet wide by 200 feet long. It is a stone-lined pit. Velociraptors, panthers, and other beasts fill this pit. Criminals are put in at one end, and they can run to the ropes on the other end for their freedom. Upstairs, you hear people shouting and cheering. You hear bookies taking bets. What you're able to overhear, your odds don't sound very good.
Yeah, no, I didn't think they would, really. I can't think why.
However, you suspect that your other self may not have had an arrangement with a certain dark power.
Do I have my spells?
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, Cross, I think you should bet on yourself.
To be clear, yeah, all of you, as if you had taken a long rest. That's the time
Okay.
passing in the plains.
Cool.
And you're all level 11. Oh, I forgot to update the FAQ because it still says you're level 10.
You can do it.
I'll do that right now.
Chilling.
So, I mean, the cheap option is just dimension door out.
But the people want a show, Corey.
Right. The people need a show, and
These people paid
I'm sort
good
of not to like
sweat
not
and
to.
tears. Come
Don't want
here.
to start a whole riot of people chasing me, trying to find me.
You need to do like Esmeralda did at the Festival of Fools, you know?
So, yeah, Koros,
Be exciting and then
you
just
also feel some sort of implicit knowledge of maybe this other you, just a
Right.
bit. You know, if you make it to those ropes, you're free.
You're free to go, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Describe for me again the monsters in the pit.
At least 2 velociraptors.
Okay.
You see maybe a panther.
All ground-based creatures.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, all ground-based creatures.
Okay.
If you have a way to just walk on the wall and taunt them as you walk by.
That would be super cool.
Would
Can jump
be.
like 20 feet, so.
All right. Well, I have a nifty power where I can sculpt my flesh, so to speak. It didn't show. Oh, because it's asking me for a spell level. No, there it is. Yes, I'm going to polymorph myself into. Well, who are we kidding? Into a raven. I'm
Not
going to turn into a raven and just fly over these things. Make sure I stay like under the lip of the pit. Like I wouldn't want to violate the rules. I'll stay in the pit and fly over these things.
try to dodge.
Yeah, you know, like put on a little show, pretend like I'm going to fly near one, and then actually not, because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, you flew over to
Fly to
Velociraptor.
the rope ladder.
Clever boy.
You turn back to yourself and then climb.
Right. Just release the concentration when I get there.
Fantastic.
Someone in the audience has jello.
You make it to the top and you come up and you see a magistrate standing there with a mixed expression of shock and then anger.
Well, you didn't say I couldn't do that.
And he said, "Since when have you had those abilities?"
Let's say 5 minutes ago.
And he says, "By the laws of Orem and the tradition of executioners run, I hereby pardon you."
Thank you.
He seems really mad about it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stick around and chat.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be the executionees that run?
Does my local knowledge include a place where I can like bolt?
Yeah,
hide away?
so in order to reach into the memories of your other self, I need a charisma check.
But luckily, I'm decent at those.
It's your force of self to not lose yourself as you delve into the...
Sure,
Memories
no,
of your former
that
self.
makes sense.
Go. You have to look inside yourself.
No.
Only then will your true self reveal itself.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping Oppo was up here.
Come on, roll 20, figure it out.
Hey!
I'll take
yes! You immediately remember where the hideout of your fellow revolutionaries are, but you also know that by protocol, they would have moved when you were captured.
Do I know where they would have moved to?
No. By design, you don't
Right,
know.
which makes sense.
But you also know that you did not reveal the location of the hideout, right? That's a contingency plan, but you didn't. So it's probably still a safe place to go for now.
Okay, cool. As soon as I'm reasonably out of sight, as near as I can tell, I'm going to disguise myself to look like just someone else, completely different. Human, a little taller, a little fatter, different hair color, and I'm going to stash myself in this hideout for now.
All right.
It's good.
Cool. Let's do a quick meanwhile. I'm intentionally well, no, let's go to Imral.
Hey, okay.
You are in a cell. You feel at the edge of your consciousness this just otherworldly, unending madness, just pure insanity. But your essence now being here has sort of pushed it back. You can feel it at the edge, but you are in control.
Remind me never to ask anyone what it feels to have fingers at the edge of your mind.
You also feel like when you first come into the body, you feel this this withered shakiness. In addition to that, but as your essence sort of comes in and you become you, that fades, and the shaking ends, and you're stable. What doesn't go away, though, you are still in control, but you feel this very strong need for a substance that you're not sure what it is. You feel that it's missing. And when you try and focus on what is that, and you feel that all of that knowledge is lost in those corners of your mind where it had been driven to insanity.
Right. I'm gonna feel at my legs, make sure I feel something there, because this body is pretty. Yeah.
So it was only the other body for a few moments as it's not just your soul and your consciousness, your whole essence has arrived here. So it became the body that you know and love.
Okay.
Just like Theo arrived, and when Theo arrived, at first they were these slum kids, and then they felt their strength return to them after a moment.
Okay.
Sophros is
Knowing
clearly
that-
tweaking the rules of whatever was intercepting the interplanar travel here.
Man, God's
So-
making all the cool shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's
realizing that, I'm gonna kind of stand up, walk up to this kind of bar door. Does it look like it's just a door that's been locked from the outside the cell?
Yeah, it's bars. It's a pretty standard cell.
I'm gonna kind of look at it, give it a little tug.
It's pretty
Doesn't
sturdy.
move. Look around both ways. Do I see any guards or anything like that in the hall?
No, it's pretty abandoned here. You do hear some moans and screams of maybe other inmates. But
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna give the door a knock.
oh, you're casting knock.
Yeah, just kind of knock on the other side of where the lock is. And there's this kind of loud just that fills the air for a moment.
So when you cast this spell, something feels very peculiar. The spell goes through, but you feel an effect you have felt before when something is counterspelled, or when there's a... in fact, you felt this before in the anti-magic field that was around that tower in Barovia. You sort of, when you cast the spell, you feel that at first, as if the spell is going to fizzle, but then it goes through anyway.
Okay.
And it's a bit strange at first. But I'll take an Arcana check if you want to understand what just happened. You feel like maybe the arcane resonance of this anti-magic field is aligned to magic of this plane, and something about your magic is slightly different. That there was a anti-magic field in this place, but it is not affecting your spells at current.
Well, I'll take it. And then I'll just kind of flick the door and just open it, slide it to the side, open it, whatever the door, however it opens, I do it.
Yeah.
Word up.
I'm smart enough to use a door, god damn it.
Yeah, it creaks open.
Pushes when it's a
What do
pull.
you think?
And you find yourself in this large abandoned keep.
Okay. Well.
And you notice that these cells doesn't seem quite like a dungeon, because a lot of them have sort of the trappings of someone's abode in them. They almost as if these were barracks with cell doors.
Ah,
We
you
have
don't
some-
say. Barracks, with cell doors.
Looks like it was maybe hastily converted.
No, it looks like this was its purpose. It looks like you don't see some of the traditional things around dungeons where there's only one door out, like the
So-
hallways. There's multiple ways out. Like there are
So failing that, then
common spaces
we're,
between them.
yeah. So failing that, we're at Asylum then. Wonderful. I'm gonna kind of glance to the side now that I'm a bit more freedom to get a good look down the hall, both ways. Does it look like there's trappings of a staircase on either end?
Yes, there's a staircase.
I will move in the direction of that.
Yep, and you realize, unlike most dungeons that are underground, you are like on the second floor. You're down, so the staircase leads down,
Perfect.
out into the courtyard of this keep.
Yeah.
There's a fountain. The things are a bit grown over, but not terribly.
This would be beautiful if it wasn't terrifying. I'm gonna just kind of walk towards the kind of center of the courtyard where the fountain is and see if I can get a sense of like which way, because I know where I came from, but it's like which way kind of looks like the front.
Yeah, I mean, so in this courtyard, there's a large set of large wooden doors that look like the entrance to this keep from the courtyard.
So I'll head that way.
Yeah, and so you push them open. They're not barred. You push right open, and they lead to. You can see there's a trail and some steps that sort of lead down the mountain, down this hill or mountain, and you are overlooking this city, the city of Orem that you saw in the visions. And it looks like it's, maybe a 30-minute walk down the mountain, 30, 40 minutes down and into the city. Beautiful vista. You can see from here, the rain has already cleared. It was a very heavy rainstorm and then gone. Tropic rainstorms. Tropical.
So is it like on a cliff overlooking, or is it mountain and it's like...
It's sort of a hill. There's a steep, zigzagging stairway that leads down. It's not quite a cliff, but it overlooks. Okay. You can see this, this giant, beautiful city. Lots of colors all over it. Really ornately designed buildings. What does resemble maybe dwarven architecture, but colored and painted in ways that dwarves probably never would. It's not just gold and stone, right? There's
right.
bright colors and murals.
It's not just natural elements of earth. It's
the
greater artistry.
Left, to your left, the west, even though you don't know the cardinal direction right now. To the west, you see it leads off into jungle, and the jungle goes off as far as you can see. There are other mountains in the distance. To the east, there's the city opens onto this large port over the ocean, and you see a few boats coming and going from this port. But the thing that dominates the harbor and the port is this massive bridge that leads away from the city and goes out over the ocean literally as far as you can see until it disappears into the horizon. This massive stone bridge, this much more clearly, very clearly dwarven construction, because who else would be able to build a bridge this massive and beautiful and long?
I'm tempted to show and tell. Right there.
You can if you want. Alex has taken the map.
I don't know if I can actually fit the part that is relevant. I'll have to move the camera.
She has been wood burning the map of Azamar.
There's the bridge in Arcana.
So yeah, right in the middle there, you can
point?
Just make out, yeah.
No, because I'm holding it up.
There's a bridge between the two continents there. Right there.
Yeah.
That's so
massive,
cool, Alex.
massive bridge.
Nice.
And this is where we are, but I haven't filled it in yet.
Nice show and tell.
All right.
Sure.
I'm gonna kind of look at the path,
Oh, yeah.
look, and get this kind of sigh, wishing that the cliff was just a bit steeper, so I could just like jump off and then feather fall instead of having to walk so far. and then just kind of start walking.
Yeah, if you want to do this, you'd have to cast fly to zip down. So.
Yeah, and that's strong magic to burn on just laziness.
Indeed. You start making your way down into the city. Oh, hi, Lil. Oh, can I have more wine?
The correct question.
All right. Last but not least, Irina.
Ooh, what am I?
Frog. Evil frog.
Evil frog with a
yourself.
tiny spear.
Tonight's episode is sponsored by, right?
You find yourself on a ship
Ooh.
in chains.
Oh.
Thought you were going to say she was the ship.
And you are on the ground, asleep. Maybe something else. And you sort of snap up. And the person on your right turns and is very startled. And she says, "You were... What happened to your face? You were dead and did not look like that."
I'm going to look at her and just go, well, what would I have looked like before then?
You were bald and darker skinned and emaciated and not at all like you look right now. Someone else. What the fuck just happened?
Alright, I'm gonna look at her and go, how close to shore are we? Or can I tell?
You can't tell. So you guys are below deck. You can't really. There's no windows or anything.
In the hold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are many other people here in chains.
Okay.
This is very clearly some sort of slave ship.
Okay.
Various people very sick. You can hear coughing and gross sounds of.
Jake, I have my fun fact for the audience.
Yes.
A single golden poison frog, so a poison dart frog, but of the golden variety, harbors enough poison to kill 10 grown men.
Damn.
Yeah.
So it's like the lamba spread of death.
Exactly.
Is this the kind of frog that you were hoping Irina would have been turned into?
Yeah. They're
That would've
super
been
cool.
Would have been pretty awesome.
Right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Irina, the person who is chained next to you and who has been startled by you, similar to you, she does not match the appearance of a lot of the other people on this boat.
Oh, okay.
What does Irina look like?
Irina, well, you guys know what Irina looks like. She looks like herself.
Does the person she's in now look like herself?
Yes.
Oh.
And that person was startled because a minute ago that dead body was not.
No, I thought she was
Not
gonna be like
No.
different.
In fact, so most of the folks on this ship are very dark-skinned. They're from Isari. But this person next to you has a complexion more like yours, sort of mid-range color, sort of Spanish-looking.
Okay.
And clearly is different than the rest of the people on this ship.
I'm gonna ask them. What is your name?
Shit, where'd I put her name?
She looks down and says, "Shit."
Shit.
Worse than I thought.
I wrote it down and I lost it. Let's give her a name, folks.
Cool.
Phyllis. Don't do that.
No.
God, no.
Sorry, the poison golden frog, its scientific name is Philobates
Hold on one
terribilis.
second. There is a book here that's got a set of names in it. Here we go. Her name is Sophia
Sophia.
with an F.
Sophia!
Sophia. All right. I'm gonna ask Sophia. Where she?
Impact grenade out.
You can ask her what?
Where she's from?
She says, I'm from Tartosha, far east of here. I
Okay.
was here on family business and got caught up in all of this.
Okay. I'm gonna ask her what exactly all this is. Is this just a slave ship, or is it some other?
Are you not her?
Oh, right.
You were caught up. Well, I guess. Yeah, it's a slave ship. There was a trap in the jungle, a net. I was caught.
Oh, a literal trap. Okay.
A literal trap. And there were dwarves in iron masks.
Okay. All right. I'm going to let's see. How do I get these things off of me? Do I have anything that will work? Well, I have Sorry, one second. I'm trying to figure out how to get manacles off.
Pure strength check.
Can I break them?
Probably not.
Do I still have my weapons and stuff?
You are noticing they are slowly starting to materialize around you, and Sophia is like,
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck is happening? All right. I'm going to ask her if I have a way to free a lot of us. Do you think we would be able to escape the ship, or?
we're probably in the middle of the Aurea Sea.
I was hoping we'd be at a dock.
Follow up. Do you know how to sail?
Can you all be expert?
Better learn quickly.
At this moment, you can hear the ship slowing down.
Okay.
Like they've cut sail for some reason. And after a bit of time, you hear the clunking of wood upstairs, like something has connected to the ship.
Okay. Cool. Is there any? Let me see. That's not going to be helpful. Sorry, I don't really have.
Are they evil shackles?
If I take my dagger, can I just try to like,
Start trying to pick the lock with the dagger. Yeah,
Yep.
so you can get your manacles over and you can get your dagger out and you can sort of get it against the manacles and start trying. I'll take a sleight of hand check.
sleight of hand? Okay.
Jake, this is why my stat system is superior. Acrobatics / lockpicking done.
Say that.
Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. Yeah,
Okay.
you can get close, but your dagger is too wide and the keyhole is too small.
Okay.
Dagger can't cut it.
Nah.
Above you guys, there's almost a blinding light as the hatch up to the top deck is lifted open. And you see one of the dwarves climbing down, and when he turns around, you see he's got this iron mask on. And above him, another dwarf climbs down the ladder. This dwarf not wearing an iron mask, and dressed in different garb than the other dwarf. And you can see that he's looking like around at all the different slaves.
Okay.
And he locks eyes with Sophia. Give me a perception check.
Okay. I can do that.
Everyone loves those.
They always go well.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, yeah.
She notices nothing.
You notice nothing. You're looking at the dwarf in the iron mask. You're studying
Pretty
the
distracting.
iron mask. It's very interesting.
It is.
You're like, is that Leonardo DiCaprio?
And then the dwarf without the mask says, "I'll take that one," and he points right at Sophia.
Okay. I'm gonna say, call out to him and just say, "Excuse me, sir. Where are we?"
And Sophia says, she turns to you and she shushes you, and she says, "Good sir, this is my sister. You should take her with me. We work better together."
It is true. We are very hard workers when we're together.
And the dwarf with the mask says, "All right, I'll take them both." And you see the dwarf in the iron mask, he talks, you can hear that they're negotiating over some price and they're haggling. And then eventually he hands some gold to the other dwarf. The dwarf in the iron mask comes over, he unlocks each of your manacles. and takes you over to this other dwarf, where he leads you up the ladder to the main deck, and you see that another ship has pulled up alongside your ship, and they've put a gangplank across, and the dwarf without the mask leads you back across the gangplank to his ship, where they pull it up, and they start to drift away. They push off from the other ship. And as soon as you guys are back onto this other ship, you see Sophia embraces this dwarf, whose name I wrote down somewhere. God damn it. Where did I write down all these names? Wait for it.
Somewhere.
And she says, "Marin, thank God you found me." And he says, we caught word from our contacts in Orem. We heard that Aiken was taking one last shipment out now that now that the Azamar have pulled out.
What?
And after you'd been caught in that trap, we knew it had to be him. And she says, "What about all the other slaves?" And he says, "I'm not sure if we could take them in combat. They're much faster. They'll outrun us before we can shoot them down." And Sophia seems angry at that. And then Marin turns to you and says, "What's this about a sister?"
I'm gonna look at him and say, or actually, I'm gonna look at Sophia and say, thank her and say thank you for helping me, and then look at the man and say, your friend was kind enough to help me out of a sticky situation.
Sophia says, "She transformed out of a dead body and was not like that as a dead body." And Marin gives you a look like, "Really?" And he says, "Well, the name's Marin Ironheart."
Irina.
Shakes your hand. You notice that he is tall for a dwarf, and has a sort of his what's the word? Not figures. Features. Brain blanking. That's what happens when I've had 3 glasses of wine.
His dwarven figure.
His features
quite stout.
seem to be a little more human than most dwarves.
Okay.
And he says to you, "Sophia here is my half-sister. We share a mother."
He's
Half dwarf.
And he turns to Sophia and he says, "Back to Orem, then?" And she says, "Yes, we have to get to Kirsabal." He says, "I know. I was headed there myself."
I'm gonna ask them, is Orem the city?
And he turns, the dwarf turns and says, "Yes, Orem, the old dwarven city. The mouth of the west.
Okay. I'm gonna nod and
Right at that damned fool's bridge."
ask them if there's any way I can be of assistance while heading there.
And he says, don't you worry yourself. You've gone through enough on that ship. You can go with Sophia below deck and clean up. Although, and he looks at your clean armor and weapons. He says, I'm not sure what went on there.
I'm gonna say, to be honest, neither am I entirely. And yeah, if yeah, okay, cool. I'll go below deck with Sophia.
Yeah. Sophia leads you below deck, where she has a room.
Cool.
And she goes in there and she goes and changes into some.
If she was sick from the ship, I'm gonna like heal her with my.
Oh, nice. Yeah. She has you notice she has a bit of a cough, and you can use up 5 points from your lay on hands.
I will do that.
To heal her. And she says, "You're full of surprises."
Best sister ever.
Yeah.
Dayquil included.
All right.
All right. We'll do a quick meanwhile. Let's go back to Theo and Aridin.
Surfing.
Cowabunga, dude!
So as the rain stops, eventually the slosh ends, and you find yourselves not quite deep in the jungle, but a little further from the city. As the path sort of leads off into the jungle, and the trail sort of falls apart. You see, it seems like this trail into the jungle hasn't been used for a long time. The water spreads out, soaks into the ground and thins out until you find yourselves near the edge of a river. Excuse me. Oh, I'm getting belches again. Sorry. Near the edge of a river, but in the jungle, thick in the trees and vines, and it is hot. Humid and hot.
I'll take off my feather cloak and roll it up and put it in my pack.
All right.
Well, we should probably find the others. Savras said that we would, but I don't see them.
Yeah, let's just ask him where they are. Yo, Savras.
Wait, no, I've seen Pharaoh do this. Do you have any bones?
Yeah, in my arm.
Like separate. Never mind.
Oh, let me check.
You do see that around you guys there are a few skeletons from dead bodies that have washed up over here.
Oh my god, we found them! We were too late!
Oh, wait, I still have that magic ewer with wine.
Yes.
Alright. Let's just pour out a drink really quick first.
Savras, where are they?
Hang on.
You grab some rib bones and you shake them on the ground.
Yeah.
And there's in a pile on the ground.
Wheels or woes?
And you throw them on the ground. It kind of looks like a W.
That's.
You're not sure if it means wheel or woe, though.
W for Lumbo.
Can I pour some wine onto it and be like, an offering? For my magic ewer.
The bones rattle for a second. And then turn into an arrow pointing back towards the city.
Thanks.
Whoa! Thanks, Savras.
Thanks, Avarice. And then I'm gonna take a sip and I'll give Aridin some so we can have a sip too. And I'm like, made it away from those guards.
And
didn't die under scaffolding.
Savras face palming on the astral plane.
Hey man, I'm not his paladin.
He has to deal with Pharaoh all the time. We can't be that much worse. Yeah, so I guess we'll start walking back that way, but through the jungle.
Also, can I have my ring back? Since we
Oh yeah, sure, here.
Thanks.
I want it.
Yeah, so now it's Theo's, Dirk's, Aridin's, Reese's Ring of Featherfall.
No, it's Aridin's, Theo's, Dirk's, Reese's Ring of Featherfall.
Oh, is this the Elder Wand thing? Who's the master of the Elder Wand? All right.
For the audience, it's not a Ring of Featherfall. They thought it was a long time ago. It's just a ring with a gem in it.
We're pretty sure it's a Ring of Featherfall.
They haven't tested it yet, so.
No time.
Who wants to jump off a big building, be the guinea pig?
Yeah. For new members of the audience, the only way that players have died in this campaign in the past is by gravity.
Until I straight up murdered Pharaoh.
Died and stayed dead, let me put it that way.
That's fair.
I am going to... Yeah, I say we'll walk back towards the city, but I want to stick to the jungle and stick to the edges. And I'm gonna say I don't know, is there a way we could disguise ourselves or something?
We already look pretty different.
Yeah. Can we take off our armor?
Yeah, that'd probably help with the heat.
Yeah, I want to do that then.
Although as you get to the edge of the jungle, it's less,
Oppressive.
overwhelming and oppressive, right? Yeah, there's a bit of a sea breeze.
I'll still take off my armor. I want to blend more.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, no, okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna keep mine on.
cool.
Sweat it out.
All right, cool. We'll walk back to the city then. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to walk back through a different part of the city?
Yeah, I said I want to stick to the jungle as much as possible, and then when it starts to become buildings, like stick to the edges of town.
Yeah, you can come up through Tariki Anchorage, and up into the city. As you're walking in Tariki Anchorage, actually, so Tariki Anchorage is on the south side of the city. It's like a second set of docks.
Can you spell that?
Tiryki. You come across a friend of yours, Koros.
Gross.
That was easy.
Made it out of the pit.
Yeah, no, it was. We worked something out.
Koros, you were
I
heading
should
to
stick around.
basically a warehouse on these docks that you know is used for smuggling, and it's where your revolutionaries used to hang out.
Yeah, I have a safe spot off the streets, though I guess I'm the only wanted criminal. Unless, are you?
Oh,
Did
we're
you lose
kind
your
of.
guard friends?
They were chasing us for some reason.
Yeah, they were chasing it, but we don't really know why.
If you want to know why, if you think back to why they were chasing you, I'll take a charisma check.
Can I just not?
You don't have to.
Gonna need to work on that charisma if I'm gonna be a paladin.
For something as simple and recent as this, yes, 10 is enough. You guys stole some food.
Figured it was a loaf of bread.
Yep.
Gotta
Very
eat,
loud.
gotta eat to live.
My crimes were way cooler.
Man, you don't know. It might have been really good bread. You don't know.
Where's the bread connoisseur when you need him?
I know.
Koros, do you want to think back to your crimes?
I mean, I saw myself possibly staging a revolution, but yeah, let's get a little more detailed.
I imagine it's similar to when they're naming Captain Jack's crimes at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean. They just keep going.
Yeah,
Osney, skullduggery.
that's what you get.
You think
Yep.
back and you just feel mad. You feel the anger of the reason and none of the logic of the reason.
You guys want to burn a building down? Like right now?
I'm good right now, but ask me again in 20 minutes.
See you later.
I'll try then.
But
A little
yeah,
too
this
hot for that right now.
yeah, this safe place you were talking about off the street.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Have you found anyone else?
No, just you, unfortunately. So we'll go into that warehouse. Yeah,
Yes.
cool.
Of course, I'm happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you
How
too,
did you
Aaron.
how did you find this place?
I remembered it. I knew where I'd been hiding before. I get flashbacks. Like, I can sometimes remember my doppelganger's life. Not recently. Not this last time I
Can
tried.
I try to do that now?
Yeah, what do you want to remember?
I don't know, just anything.
Sure.
Shaw.
Not a save, just a check. Yeah, you get a vague feeling of you think back and you remember where home is, and it's not here. It's a place actually quite similar to Red Lark. But then quickly after that feeling, you feel a flood of what came after you.
The Fire Nation attacked.
Basically,
Yeah.
you were young, so you don't have the full details flooding
Like
you right
under
now.
10?
Like, if you ask me details, I have to go look at my calendar and you have to wait. So let's see.
Well, I
The
imagine
year-
Amos was born.
The year is 7110. And wait for it. These things happened in
21
71.
BBY.
Oh no, sorry. It was only like 5 or 6 years ago at most. So never mind, you do remember it absolutely. Orcs. Orcs invading from the north.
Noctaoga.
Forced, killed your parents, killed your brother, Amos, and you and Eridan were able to flee westward and across the bridge, and have been in Orem, here in Isari, ever since.
Yeah, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. Do I have a grandma here?
Grandma Stormbanger did not make it.
No.
They got Uma?
They got Uma Stormbanger.
What? These people are terrible.
Orcs, man.
And clearly very powerful because she's a force to be reckoned with.
Hey Edwin, this is D&D 5th edition, to answer someone in the comments.
Alright, that's pretty bad. Cool, yeah, we chill in the warehouse, I guess.
We should find a way to get in touch with the other people.
I have my raven.
That's not a bad idea. Does it know how to find
Pocket
party
raven.
members?
Yeah. I can give it a message and tell it to go somewhere. I can give it the message of, go find my friends. It's not a very smart raven. It might not work, but... So.
The other thing I need to do...
Oh, so you're going to do that, Theo?
I want to tell them where we are also.
Oh, yeah, I guess I could just find my friends and then say, follow me, and then I can have it fly back.
There you go.
Cool.
What was the other thing, Koros?
Simple directions.
I need to get my familiar back. We need to find some alchemical gunk.
Yeah.
Under, like, on your shoes, isn't that the stuff that, like, people leave on the sidewalk?
It's going to be a little harder than that, but I appreciate you trying to help.
It's gunk. I mean, it sounds pretty gross, so... I don't know. Is there nothing in the warehouse? Is this not an alchemical junk warehouse?
What can I find in the warehouse?
The barrel.
Crates and barrels of things that are being
full of
delivered and
alchemical junk.
maybe smuggled.
Can I start, like, poking around?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
You used to be proficient in that.
Can I look
And I
too?
respect. Oh, I'm still proficient. Nice.
Jake, I would like to look,
used
but I
to
don't know what I'm
be,
looking for.
still am.
You can aid Koros, and that'll give him advantage if you'd like.
Ah, okay, go ahead, Koros.
Click
Alright.
again, Koros.
Keep it roll again? It's a lot of rolling.
I know,
You might get a nat
I don't
20.
know if anything's sticky.
We'll go with the
I'll
18
take
then.
the first one.
What are the exact alchemical components that you need?
I need herbs, charcoal, and incense that must be consumed by fire in a brass brazier.
Those 3 things you are easily able to find here.
But
And
not the brass
brazier.
brazier.
No, you're able to find a brass brazier.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool. I will find all those things then. Then I guess while we are waiting for the raven to come back, I will cast Find Familiar.
How long does that
No,
take?
he's casting a spell.
An hour. All right, cool.
And we're gonna guard, like, the doors and entrances and stuff.
Sounds good. It seems like this warehouse is a bit off the main path and doesn't seem like it's bothered very often. Cool. Let's do a quick meanwhile to my friend Emerald.
Listen, this walk has been lovely, but my legs hurt. So,
As you are getting to the bottom of the stairs, and you can see the path sort of leads down and around over a small stone bridge over the river and out towards the city. A raven comes and lands on your shoulder and caws at you.
I saw you get blown
It
up.
can speak a message.
Shh. And then it says, "Follow me," in Theo's
Yes.
voice.
Wait. Oh God, he's using magic.
And then it flies off in front of you, and it circles slowly to give you time to catch up, but it starts leading you back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start following this, kind of staring at this, pondering what has made the older of the elders is actually willing to use magic for once in his goddamn life.
Excuse me. That's debated.
That is a contested fact. Her mom always told me I was more
Still a fact, but a contested one.
Thanks, Mom.
And you are, let me flip back. Hey, Theo, Aridin, and Koros. About an hour later,
Man, the timing on this is great.
It's
Right?
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Emerald comes in the door of the warehouse with the raven that flies over to Theo and turns back into a figurine.
Aw, thanks, man.
You want to send that out to get Arena?
Yeah, sure. Find my other friend and say, follow me.
Where did you find this shithole?
It's Kor's
I did
place.
Kor's
I'm
shithole.
going to send my newly summoned familiar along with the statuette raven so that we can actually have a link.
They fly out together, they spin around the warehouse, and they come and land on each of Koros' shoulders. And the raven turns to Koros and says, follow me, and then flies back to Theo.
All right. I'm gonna try.
This is why the Eldridge brothers don't use it.
Shut up. What's up, man? I don't know how to use my raven.
The Raven's voice.
I'm gonna try to do it again and just say, find Irina. I think she. Did we see the vision of her on a boat?
No, you saw no visions
You
of
know
Irina.
nothing about her.
Cool. Probably in the city.
You send the raven out. Koros, your quote-unquote raven.
It looks like a raven right now.
It looks invisible right now, I thought.
No, I'm pretty sure that it can't be both invisible and a raven, because I think both of those are concentration effects. I think it can either be a visible raven or an invisible imp.
The imp can polymorph?
That's how the raven works. Yeah, let me... Like, the way it can be a raven is that it can polymorph into one of 3 forms.
Oh, nice. So it's a visible raven. So 2 ravens now fly out over the city.
Raven buddies.
So I guess, actually, Jake, this is sort of up to you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't... The imp can use its action to polymorph into a beast form that resembles a rat, a raven, or a spider, or back into its true form. Its statistics, blah, 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 its equipment, whatever. It doesn't say concentration. It does say polymorph, and the polymorph spell is a concentration
Yeah,
spell.
then it's as polymorph, so there's
Right.
concentration.
So it can be one or the other.
All right. Cool.
Raven's reasonable.
Irina,
Yeah.
you hear a call out from Marin. You hear all sorts of call outs from upstairs. Land ho, all that sort of thing. As they're coming into port.
Yay! All right. I'm gonna go up top and go over to Marin and say, ask him if we're about to dock.
Yeah, you go up top, and you don't even have to ask. As soon as you get up, you can see it. You can see the city of Orem as they're pulling into the dock.
All right.
And they pull into the right side of the dock, where you see there's like a sort of a cordoned off dock area. And you see them. One of the men raises up a particular flag, and they lower the chain on that dock as they come in. And they pull up to it. It looks like just a much nicer set of docks than the other ones around this harbor.
Okay. Is there... I saw their visions, right? Yeah,
Yes.
I did. Okay, is there like a seagull around or something?
There are probably some seagulls, yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Animal Messenger, and I would probably tell it to look for, like, let's say Koros in the very distinctive pit. It's
You
not gonna work, but that's what I would
Specify a
have done.
location, which you must have
Yeah.
visited.
Oh, I
and
must have
rec-
visited it?
I guess seeing it in a vision is good enough. And a recipient who matches a general description.
Yep.
All right.
was.
And what's the message of up to 25 words you send?
I'm gonna say, I have met a few people who may be of use, and I will meet you at that big bridge,
All right.
which I'm assuming I can see.
And I can respond, right?
Nope,
Except
she's
it doesn't
sending
reach you.
it
It's animal messenger.
It doesn't reach you. It's just what I would have done anyway.
The seagull goes and searches and
at the pit.
at the pit. So Sophia comes up at this point and says, it's good to be back in civilization.
I'm going to turn to her and ask, I, in a manner of speaking, came to this land with some friends, and I'm not entirely sure how to contact them.
And Sophia interrupts you and says, Wakanga will be able to help you.
Congo.
He knows all kinds of magic.
Does he have any vibranium?
It does sound a little similar.
With a G, thank you. It's in the book, guys. And she says, in fact, there he is. And you see at the dock, there is a man whose picture I have over here. Here he
Super
is.
dope.
Wakanga Otamu.
Ooh.
He looks super dope.
Cool.
He's tricked out. You can see all the gold that he's got.
Got in his
Yeah.
beard.
Very Assassin's Creed Revelations.
And he's standing at the dock, and he says, "Welcome back, my friends."
Cool. I want to be that guy.
As they're setting the gangplank out, and Marin turns to you and says, "Wakanga is one of the merchant princes here
Oh, girl.
in Orem."
I'm so glad she said that. I thought she was gonna be like, by the way, that's the person your dead body was engaged to.
A prince of Isari, if you will.
Oh, sweet. All right.
You did that.
Look, they got the title in there, guys.
You should try to get engaged to this guy.
Yeah, honestly.
Cool, man.
Better than a vampire.
Yeah, it would be an improvement on your previous attempt.
Yeah.
And as the
Royalty.
three of you start heading down the gangplank, he says, "Come, we will return to my villa,
He gave up that line. He's got it.
Bella?
That's
where we will eat and drink, and I will hear of your journeys."
I'm gonna go up to him and hold out my hand and say, "Hello, your friends have been very helpful to me." Or wait, no, he said he's a prince, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say, like my lord, or do a little flourish.
And he shakes your hand and he says, "Please call me Wakanga."
Well, this guy's nice.
And he turns to Sophia and says, "A friend of yours from Tartosha?" And she says, "No, we met in transit."
I'm going to turn to him and turn to all of them and say, I thank you so much for all your help. I do not want to ask too much of you, but I do wish to be able to contact my friends at some point.
And he says, "Do not worry. First, we will drink, and then we will discuss business."
This guy has very
I'm
legitimate
gonna-
priorities.
Yeah, he's got his.
I know. I'm really happy with this. I'm going to thank him and be very excited about the drinking, then finding my friends.
Yeah. So he leads you to one of his merchant prince villa, which they're located all around the city, aren't they? There they are. So he leads you with a short walk from the royal docks where you are up past. You see there is so you're already inside the walls of the city here as you come off of the harbor. But there is like a raised area sort of in the middle of the city. The city is this. Well, actually, I can show you guys the shape of the city. This
Cool.
fun curved shape. But in the center of that shape, there are these hills that are raised, and there's sort of a second set of walls.
Like a tier.
Yeah, and there are multiple hills actually, and there are bridges connecting the raised areas, and various places where you see that stairs lead up into these areas.
So it's the
with
Cloud
gates.
District.
Don't know what that means. I don't know what you're referencing.
Skyrim.
And he leads you up the stairs, and there's a gate there and some guards, and they see him and they bow, and he leads you up to the nicer part of town and over to his villa.
Dude, he has a villa?
Yeah,
So cool.
This is the kind of guy we want to be friends with.
he's got a
As
villa.
we're walking, can I ask all of them? I have never visited this land before. Can you tell me about the city?
And Wakanga begins telling you. Isari is an ancient land of great power and stories and wealth. But as you may know, for some time we have been occupied by the Empire of Azamar from the east. Your people.
No.
However, due to recent unfortunate circumstances in the east, Isari is free once again to be its own nation, its own people, and Orem is the seat of that power.
Does he give any animate indication how long ago that happened?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Like, It's a good description.
No, he seems to be assuming that you know that part because it's common knowledge.
Okay.
You could feel
I'm
free
gonna-
to press. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask. I'm sorry, I've been out of touch for quite a while. How long ago have you been free? Or how
Now,
long?
I have to consult my calendar. Jake, let's see. It has been 1, 2, 3, 4. It has been but 4 moons
Oh,
that
Very
we have been
soon.
operating independently of the Azamarran Empire. It's been a rocky period to begin with, but I think we are doing well for ourselves, as you can see.
I'm gonna say yes. Congratulations. This is it is a gorgeous place.
Thank you.
And then I'm gonna ask him. Oh, sorry.
No, he at this point he's made it to the villa. He's leading you guys inside
Oh, cool.
to this beautiful open courtyard in the front of the villa, where there are seats and some servants bring you guys drinks.
Yay.
The drink is something called Tej,
Hedge.
that you may not have had before. Wakanga introduces it to you as Tej. It is described over here somewhere. It is it's like a sweet, almost like a
Port?
what's honey liqueur called?
Mead?
Mead. Thank you. My brain was blanking. Yes. Tej is an amber-colored fermented drink made from honey.
Mead. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says it's from Merchant Prince Quayothe's private stash.
Thank you.
Private
It is
reserve. The
delicious.
best Tej you will drink in all of Orem.
How many merchant princes are there?
That's a great question. Wait for it. Let me
Too
count
many
them real quick.
questions. Don't ask any more questions.
7 merchant princes rule
How many?
over Orem. 7.
Magical and lucky.
And Horcruxes.
And Horcruxy.
Each
Wow,
merchant prince
technically there's 8
rules with an equal vote in matters of state.
Number of bookie.
We are all Isari, and we are the 7 richest individuals in the city of Orem.
Ah.
We each overlook an aspect of trade in the city. I control the sale of magical items and artifacts and other magical services
Remember that time I was like, this guy seems like a good friend?
and
I
lore.
think you might still be a good friend.
Lore, interesting books and stories,
Ah, I have
with which I would like to hear your interesting stories.
This
I have some friends who would love to meet you, I'm gonna say.
Maybe Emerald can kind of stifle his addiction withdrawals.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of those friends, 2 ravens land on your shoulders
Aw.
right at that moment.
Say it, Jake. Say it.
What am I saying? Oh,
That's
follow me.
Why is that so funny?
And then I'm going to take the other one.
When he was the mouse.
Oh, no, that's so different.
It reminded me of that. It's funny.
Irina, this is Koros. We're all together in the city. Where are you?
I am at one of the merchant princes' villas.
Can we hear this, or does it...
Not yet.
I will.
Can you give me a rough description of where or who?
The merchant prince. It's not Wakanda. It's
Wakanga.
Wakanga.
All right. I'm sure we can look them up in the book. All right. We'll come to you because that's better than the shithole we're in.
Wakanga says, what is this?
I'm going to say one of my friends.
Is a raven monster.
It's a bird.
It's a bird, yeah. Has a familiar, I guess the term is, of
yes,
magical.
of course.
Yes.
Knows magic.
He's so cool.
He trades magic items. He's
He
not going to
seems
get
very
weirded out.
casual about magic.
He's not going to get
Okay?
weirded out by a talking bird.
No, he's not weirded out by it. He was just like, what the hell?
No, I know. I guess
Yeah.
Answer your phone when you're in the middle of a conversation. It's rude.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
Don't answer your
And he
bird
says-
phone. I mean that.
Tell your friend. Oh, who did we lose?
We lost
Alex.
Oh.
Bad.
He says, tell your friends to come here
I'm gonna tell the Raven.
so I can hear your story before they arrive.
He asks you all to come here, and we will.
We'll be
Share
there
our tales.
presently. Even the Eldris brothers.
You may have heard of them.
All right, cool.
Dope.
I guess the bird flew there, so it probably can like tell me how to get there.
Absolutely.
It probably knows it's on the upper tier.
You know
Yeah.
exactly where it is. It's on the
All right,
left.
so
I'm
we'll
gonna-
start.
No, what? No.
We're not gonna have a problem getting to that side of town.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Theo and I, or Aridin and I, were being chased by guards, as you recall. Can you disguise us or something?
No, I'm gonna disguise myself for sure,
Can you
though.
disguise us?
You were pardoned, Koros.
That's true. You're right. I assume I still have some people who would like quietly
Yeah.
knife me, though.
That's true.
Seems smart.
Can you disguise us?
I can't really. Actually, I don't.
Koros is gonna continue to disguise himself, so when he inadvertently commits a crime, they're looking for the other guy.
So,
Different
speaking
person
of
every day.
knifing someone, can I have a charisma check, Koros?
Yeah.
If you won't disguise me, I'd like to start using investigation and look through some of these, like, well, I mean, I looked through this stuff earlier, but I want to see if there's any, like, I don't know, dope robes or some shit.
Nothing ominous in speaking of knifing someone.
I know.
You
right?
remember the vision of, Pharaoh getting knifed by some folks in an alley. And with your memories now, you put two and two together. Those are your people
Nice.
who are going to...
I mean, that's terrible. I'm not gonna share that information with the group.
Do I find any sweet robes?
You find some very colorful clothing, like brightly colored... yes.
Did I see a lot of people wearing that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I throw some to Aridin and I throw some to me, and I was like, sweet.
And I'll tweak my disguise a bit to also look like that.
No?
Don't mess with perfection, baby. I look great.
I think I look great in anything.
Aaron,
so
I'm not gonna tell you this.
I'm very body
but-
confident, and so I change.
So,
Got something to say, Koros? You fronting?
The only people who have fallen in love with you and haven't died have been a rebound.
Technically.
Damn, Emerald.
That was harsh.
That's not cool.
You're not even here.
Yeah.
he is!
He's definitely here.
Yeah, he met
The
up.
Raven brought him, remember?
Speaking of which,
if
can you learn to
Aaron's gonna go
teleport,
back
please?
inside for a minute.
If Aridin won't wear these sweet clothes, I'm gonna offer them to Emerald.
I mean, they clash with my other. Fine.
No, yeah, Emerald, walk around town looking like the
Actually,
secret
yeah,
magic police.
Yeah, I would say, Emerald, your robes, it's not your robes from before. You were wearing the red robes
Oh,
that match
yeah.
those from before, yeah.
So,
Probably smart to change it.
am I just all am I seeing? Like, so is my robe under these robes?
Your robe is rolled up in your bag.
Okay. I'm just gonna take off this robe, take out my robe, and say I can't wear anything over this, or it's very uncomfortable. So I would like to put this back on.
Okay.
Oh, this is his magic robe, yeah.
Yeah.
The eye robe.
Yes.
Yeah. And as I put the robe on, all the fabric guys you see start twitching and looking about constantly, like paranoid,
Not
like
see that? That's so
stares.
creepy.
I'm going to
I try to
wrap
offer you
Emerald
decent
in a
clothes.
minor illusion that perfectly cloaks all of his robes in dark, all of his robe eyes in darkness.
Alright, so you guys start making your way to the Merchant Prince's villa.
In disguise, I might add.
I wouldn't call it a disguise so much as just regular colorful clothing.
Yeah.
I am in
No, no,
disguise.
no. I'm incognito from what I looked like earlier.
And
We're
so
undercover, not in disguise. It's an important
Yeah.
difference.
you are traveling through this tropical city of Orem under the blazing sun. The familiar sounds of a harbor, creaking ropes, slapping waves, heavy barrels rolling across cobblestones, mingle with voices shouting and cursing in an unfamiliar language filled with clicks, inhalations, and sing-songy words that make it sound almost musical. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit mixes with the wharfside smells of fish, tar, and canvas.
Do I see anybody selling fruit?
Beyond all that, absolutely. Beyond all that, Orem is an explosion of color. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue, green, orange, and salmon pink, or their walls are adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles and mythical heroes. Every building sports baskets and clay urns of colorful flowers or is draped in leafy flowering vines. Minstrels in bright clothing adorned with feathers and shells perform on street corners. Multicolored pennants and sun awnings flutter atop the city walls. A crowd of children dressed in feathered hats and capes races past you, squealing in delighted terror as a street performer, costumed as a big-toothed lizard, stomps and roars behind them. The whole city seems to be bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, and singing.
Sounds like a nice place.
In addition, as you guys move through the city, you see dinosaurs, triceratops, and I forget the name of the other kind of dinosaur that's also large like that, being used as beasts of burden.
Stegosaurus.
Sure, Stegosaurus is being used as beasts of burden to carry things to and from the ships.
That's awesome.
I am very scared of these creatures, but I see people selling fruit, and fruit is a luxury, so I would like to have it.
Indeed.
I've never seen a place with so much fruit. So I have some money, right?
You have whatever money you had before.
Yeah, I bet it's not the same money, but I'm going to get out a gold coin.
You notice that the coin is different. It does not have the visage of Strahd on it. It is instead, you see, some of your coins are clearly Isari coins, stamped with the image of a merchant prince. Others are Azamaran coins, stamped with a visage. There's a language that you probably don't speak or are able to read. Do you speak or read Elven?
No.
Then you can't read what it says.
Dwarvish. Okay.
Yes, Emerald?
Well, we
Yes,
get out the Isari looking one, I guess, with the prince dude on it.
I don't know if I know they're kind of doing this on like their, hey, we're gonna do this thing as we're going, but it's one of those things where if Emerald notices them, looks at what they're looking at, he would just kind of say, "It's this," bluntly.
It says, basically "E pluribus unum," but like, long live Emperor Casimir.
Wait, Casimir?
What?
Casimir, like, dad?
Huh?
Does it look
Like
like,
the one we
Casimir?
And with that, we're gonna do a quick meanwhile.
Wait, did I buy the fruit?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
You spend a whole gold piece on an apple.
No, like, a bunch of fruit sticks or something. I don't know. I don't know what the fruit
You
here is
got a
like.
whole bunch of fruit for a gold piece.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to.
Theo way overspent.
Sweet,
Irina.
amazing. I get fruit to everyone. I'm like, fruit, guys, it's
Wakanga
amazing.
says, "So what is your story?"
I'm gonna say, well, I come from a place very different than this, kind of confusedly, like looking around at all the color and all the light and the sun.
And the
Yeah.
sunshine.
You've never
The
seen something so
sun.
bright and colorful. This is, so far outside your experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I come from a different land entirely, a different.
Azamar to the east.
No, a different realm, a different plane.
Then the Dragon's Plains to the south.
No, as in like a different. Irina doesn't have much experience with this. Astral plane. Land...
He's piecing it together because he knows magic things.
Yeah, Irina really doesn't. She's just heard like Emerald and Cora say it.
One of the elemental planes, then.
No, a land called Barovia. It is.
It's called Dread.
He goes over to. There's a bookcase out here in the courtyard, and he scans over it and he pulls out a book. He opens it up, and you recognize on the cover a diagram that you've probably seen before. It's a pretty standard diagram of like the planes, the material plane, and the elemental planes, and some things like that. And he starts flipping through the book. He says, "I have not heard of Barovia."
Yes, it was ruled by vampire count who was
Sounds
quite recently defeated.
Sounds
and
dreadful.
It was. And me and my friends were transported out of that plane here in order to hopefully accomplish a few tasks. Though they are not from Barovia.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna
And what tasks are those that you've come to accomplish here in Isari?
My people and one of my friends have there's been some trouble with souls.
It's like so high level. I'm so glad this
Sophia
guy gets you.
turns to you and locks eyes with you and says, "The death curse."
I'm gonna go, what?
And she says, "You speak of the death curse that afflicts those who have been raised from the dead, no?"
I have not heard of it. What is this?
For some time now, those who have ever been raised from the dead, including my mother, Sindra, have been experiencing a curse, a loss of fortitude and strength, constitution, and we know not the cause except that it was from somewhere here in Isari. My mother was at the Arakokra Monastery of Kirsabal for her health, and I was going to meet her when I was captured.
I mean, I did not know that those who were raised from the dead were having issues. All I know is that souls are being trapped. That is what a deity told us.
Wakanga says,
What an intense conversation.
perhaps
Sorry.
the thing that is trapping the souls and the death curse have a common source.
Yes.
Both are afflictions of the soul.
So this death curse, it is withering away those who.
Is it like a sickness?
Yeah.
Precisely. Pull up the exact.
I'm gonna just kind of look down nervously.
Yep. Yep. That's what's going on.
Okay. All right. How long has this been happening?
For some 20 days.
So almost a moon.
Indeed.
How rapidly do those who are afflicted deteriorate?
We're not sure. My mother was fine last we heard from her, but her condition was deteriorating quickly. We weren't sure if she would last through the end of Shantae.
Do you have any idea what is causing it?
No, but maybe this soul trapping.
Yes. Soul.
The mongering thing.
Monger.
Soulmonger.
That is what it was. We were told it was called.
Indeed, interesting. And with that, the rest of the party, you guys arrive at the Merchant Prince's villa, and the guards give you a couple funny looks. But then Wakanga comes over and he says, "No, let them in." And you guys all come into the courtyard here at the Merchant Prince's villa, And I think
Are there like sweet fountains and shit?
there's a sweet fountain, absolutely.
All right, that's really important to me. Thanks.
And I think that is where we're going to leave you guys tonight.
Sweet fountains. I'm good with that.
Viewers, thank you for watching. Please do, if you like the page, you can also, there's a box you can check right there on notifications to get notifications when we go live. You can also mark, for notifications, you can mark to see first in your feed to make sure that you see all the updates from Jetsam Academy about things. We will be back next week at the same time, Thursday at 7:15 Pacific.
With Pharaoh.
And yes, Brandon will be here to play Pharaoh, and we will have a special guest for those of you who have been longtime viewers and watched season 1. You may remember a certain friend who played Salik and Dirk Courage. Lincoln will be joining us next week because he'll be in town. So with that, thank you guys for watching. Please do comment on the page. Let us know what you liked and didn't like. What was that, Theo?
You had an announcement.
Oh, I do have an announcement.
You said it at the beginning. Like, you can't say stuff like that and then not announce things. Like, that's just rude.
We are going to be putting together a Patreon. So there's still a little bit of work to be done, but we'll get that up. Look out for the announcement this week when we put that out. We will come up with some cool rewards. I think some folks had some ideas already. Lily said something about buying some wax and a seal.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about this.
Did you forget?
Yeah, I have a really bad memory.
It was literally
My
yesterday.
Really bad memory. It makes it a lot easier.
That's a fair point.
We're gonna have some cool stuff, and basically we're gonna use that money to support this stream and also to buy some more character art. You've seen we've got some up in the banner for our characters, but I would love to get more. I would love to commission artists for more, and that costs money. So know that that's what your support of the stream will go to. So we will announce that. We will put that out later this week once that's all ready. With that, thank you very much for watching. Please do comment on the page. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you're looking forward to. My players, tonight or early tomorrow morning, please send me your rose, thorn, bud. That is the thing you liked, the thing you didn't like, the thing you are looking forward to. And with that, we will see you all next week. Bye-bye now.
See ya.